Hey everybody, Lee Cooper here. I am going to show you today how to use the MyViewboard.com Classroom Early Access app. I feel it works a lot better than the Whiteboard app by MyViewboard.com. There is also a MyViewboard app that you can download for your PC or Mac. It works a lot better on our Windows computers, but we'll have a separate video for that. All right, so I'm at myviewboard.com. This is really the one that I recommend because it does have some cool features to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to maximize this and I'm going to sign in. You'll always sign in with your Google account. Once you sign in, if it's the first time, it's going to take you through a couple of questions, just where you are and who you are and stuff like that. But just go through those things, and it will connect your Google Drive to your myviewboard.com, so it'll give you access there. Now, in the past, I have showed you this Whiteboard app right here. This is not the one we're going to be using today. The Classroom Early Access has some features that work a whole lot better. This is just going to be kind of the quick crash course. Full instructions are in the wiki, and if you have files in a format like Smart Notebook or Active Inspire, you can put in a file conversion request and they'll show up there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go here to Classroom Early Access. MyViewboard calls it Early Access because it really is kind of a beta. They're still working on it. And then once I get here, because this is a web-based app, and I'm trying to use it on my whiteboard, my ViewSonic board, I want it to be full screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F11, which is a Windows shortcut to put your app in full screen mode. If I hit F11 again, it'll toggle out of full screen mode. So you can always toggle in and out at any time. And if you move your mouse up to the top, you get an X up there so you can close that. All right, so this is the myviewboard.com classroom. So it looks very much similar to the whiteboard. I'm going to take you around and just give you a quick crash course of some of the tools here. Let me get this out of the way. So the folder icon here allows you to create a new file. You can open a saved file either from your local computer or from your Google Drive. Export to QB. QB is the format that the whiteboard uses when it saves files. Export to PDF is pretty cool because it will allow you to export your annotated PDF of your slideshow to your Google Drive so that you can then upload it to Schoology for your kids to get an annotated version of today's lesson. This next button down here is the Magic Toolbox. The Magic Toolbox gives you an option to pull in stuff from MyViewboard. They have some pre-created content that you can pull in there. You can search for and insert any image. You can insert files from your local computer. You can insert files from their Google Drive. You can insert YouTube. You can insert links. The download button here allows you to pull in some of the MyViewboard's pre-created content. They have some cool things. And then the other button there is a sticky note, so you can add a sticky note in your presentation. So here I am in my Google Drive. As I scroll down here, you'll notice that some of my files have this insert button on it. I'm going to insert this Google slideshow right here by clicking the button right there. And it's going to take it a few seconds. The bigger your file is, the longer it's going to take to import. So it'll pull it in, and then it'll show up to here, showing you all of the images of the slides. And then when I click import, what it does, it actually takes your Google slideshow, it's going to flatten it, and it's just going to put an image in of each slide into the MyViewboard slideshow. So all of the pages are available down here. I can click on that button right there, and you can see all of my slides are available down here. I can jump to any other slide just by clicking straight on it, and it'll jump there. The other button here will allow you to duplicate a slide on the canvas. So if you want to duplicate one, you can create an exact duplicate of a slide there. I'll minimize that, and you can actually just use the arrows if you want to go through your slideshow. The other tools over here, the pen tool, I'm going to tap on it once and select it, and I can actually start writing now, but if I tap it a second time, I can pick my color. I can pick the thickness and the opacity of my tools. I can also make it a highlighter, or I can make it a laser pointer, which it will show up on the screen and then it'll disappear a few seconds later. And AI pins allow you to draw in all sorts of crazy shapes and colors and stuff like that. I think it would be great for some elementary applications. The erase button allows you to erase anything that's on the screen. Again, if I tap it a second time, I get what the eraser does. This will erase an area. This one erases objects, and then so you can do different things there. The tool button here allows you to put in shapes, so you can build things out of different shapes in here. Your text button allows you to put in text on your page. So if I take my pen tool and I annotate on a slide here, I can annotate either with my fingers or with the pen. Either one works here. When I go to the next slide, I might be talking about, oh, well, you need to prep here, and I'm going to highlight this. So I'll highlight this in yellow. So there we go. So I can talk about things like that. When I go back to my previous slide, all my annotations are there. And if you're using Zoom and sharing your ViewSonic board, your kids at home will be able to see this as well as the kids in the class. So this is a great way to pull in your Google slideshows. Now, two things to remember. It does flatten your Google slides. So that means if you have links or videos or anything like that, you'll need to recreate those. The MyViewboard.com also has a limit of about 25 slides, so if you have a longer slideshow than that, you may need to import it into 2 files. All right, so MyViewboard does give you an option up here that you can record directly from the MyViewboard.com, so that gives you a cool way to record there. Some other tools here, I'm going to erase this. And then down here at the bottom, there are these tools for images, so I can insert images. They have a bunch of built-in images, some kind of cool ones. They have sciencey things and they have geography things. They have some graphic organizers in here. If you want graph paper, you can find that. If you want to diagram things for your basketball team, soccer, football, baseball, whatever, you can pull those things in. They have staff paper for our music folks, worksheets, all sorts of other files. You can also pull in any image that you can search for. You can pull in anything from your Google Drive, and you can change the colors down here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put in this graphic organizer here. They do have some cool graphic organizers built in. There we go. All right, so I clicked on the graphic organizer, and I inserted a graphic organizer just to this page, and then it's going to show up as my background here. Now, one cool feature of this app is that I can go up here to this top corner, and there are some very cool features up here. This is one of the reasons that I really like this MyViewboard.com. If I click on the URL right there, it's going to give me a QR code. Kids can scan this with their devices. You can also copy this URL, paste that into your Schoology class, or into your Zoom chat or your Google Meet chat or whatever tool you're using for that. Kids can click on it and they can join your classroom. Now, you do have to have that conversation with them, because once they join your classroom, it's they have to put their own name in. So just be careful about that and have that conversation with them. Now, once they've joined, they're going to show up over here under the huddle. So under the huddle, all the students that are in the class are going to be listed up here at the top. You can then group them into individual huddles. And then the cool feature is that you can give them edit rights, and you can break them out into their own huddles, so that each huddle gets a copy of this slideshow. You as the teacher can watch them and see what they're doing on theirs, and then you can pull them back and you can share those out with the class. So definitely some cool features here in the MyViewboard classroom.